ago, when the heavens could still speak and the wind could sing in human language, Mount Ungaran stood majestically amidst the mist and clouds. Legend has it that the summit of Ungaran holds a heavenly treasure, a luminous stone believed to maintain the balance of the universe. However, only those with a clear heart and pure intentions can find it. At the foot of Mount Ungaran lies a small village called Kalingsuo. This village is inhabited by farmers, weavers, and artisans who live in harmony with nature. Among them lives a boy named Ladra. He is an orphan, living with his elderly but wise grandfather, Ki Jambrong, a weaver skilled at making bamboo scarves. Ladra is unlike other children. He often spends time at the edge of the forest, listening to the birds, talking to the trees, and watching the mist descend from the slopes of Ungaran. He believes that the mountain is alive, has a soul, and holds many secrets. The mountain is where the ancestors reside, son, Ki Jambrong said one night, while weaving a lightning-patterned shawl. But don't go up carelessly. If your intentions aren't right, the mountain could get angry. Ladra simply nodded. But deep down, he felt a calling. Something in the Ungaran mist was constantly calling his name through the rustling wind. Like a whisper, Ladra, Ladra. One full moon night, a light fell from the sky. Lightning flashed silently, and a blue light shone from the mountain top. The village of Kalingsuo was in an uproar. Some people claimed to see the shadow of a dragon crossing the sky, while the animals hid in fear. Ki Jambrong looked up at the sky with teary eyes. That's a heavenly treasure. It's fallen again, he murmured. Perhaps the time has come. What is it, Grandpa? Asked Ladra. A stone given by the gods to maintain world harmony. It was once hidden by the guardian ancestors, but now, perhaps the world has become too corrupted for the stone to speak again. That night, Ladra had a dream. In it, she saw a woman with long, mist-like hair and blue eyes like the morning sky. She stood at the peak of Ungaran, holding a glowing stone. Come, Ladra, she said in her dream. This mountain is calling you. The next morning, Ladra said goodbye to his grandfather. He brought simple provisions, cassava bread, a bamboo water bag, and a woven shawl given to him by Ki Jambrong. He walked along a rarely traveled path, accompanied by the sound of leaves and the whisper of the wind. The journey to the summit was not easy. Thorny bushes, hidden ravines, and thick fog posed challenges. But Ladra was undaunted. Along the way, he encountered a white deer that was unafraid of him. The deer stared deeply at Ladra, then slowly walked east. Ladra followed it. The deer led him to a small lake, hidden behind a rocky cliff. The water was clear, reflecting the sky like a mirror. In the center of the lake stood a flat rock, and on it sat an old man with a long beard. Welcome, new guardian, said the man. Who are you? Asked Ladra. I am Badarida, the first ancestor. I have been waiting for you for 1,000 years. Ladra fell silent. Badarida continued. If you wish to find the heavenly treasure, you must pass 3 tests. A test of the heart, a test of the eyes, and a test of intention. Are you ready? Ladra nodded. The first test was a test of the heart. Ladra had to enter a dark cave called Goswara, a place where all his deepest fears echoed and became real. Inside the cave, Ladra saw images of his childhood, when he was abandoned by his parents, when he was hungry, when he was humiliated for being poor. The images mocked, shouted, and laughed. But Ladra didn't back down. He stood up straight, closed his eyes, and said, "I forgive you, and I forgive myself." Suddenly, a light appeared. The cave became bright. The echoes of fear vanished. He had passed the test of the heart. The second test was a test of the eyes, seeing the invisible. On the western slopes of Ungaran, Ladra had to search for the arunica flower, a rare flower that can only be seen when the heart is pure. He walked endlessly, but couldn't find it. He began to despair, but when he stopped to help a small bird trapped in a net of bushes, the flowers suddenly bloomed around him. "Golden," with a soft glow, "because you are willing to help selflessly," whispered the wind. "You have seen the invisible." The final test was a test of will. Near the summit stood a large rock called the Crying Stone. There, Ladra had to answer one crucial question. "Why do you seek the heavenly treasure?" Ladra lowered his head. "Not for power, not for wealth. I just want to hear the song of nature again. I want the world to be at peace, like before, like when I was a child, hearing the sound of the wind in the forest." The sky suddenly cleared. Clouds swirled, clearing a path. The rock broke in two, and inside shone a light blue crystal, the heavenly treasure. The woman in his dream emerged from the mist. "My name is Dewey Kabuyutan. You have passed. The world needs souls like you." Part 7. Returning home with light, Ladra took the treasure home, not to be worshipped or displayed, but to be kept in a forest lake to continue coexisting with nature. The village of Kalangsuo was transformed. The water became clear, the plants flourished, and the sounds of animals returned to their melodious voices. He never recounted the details of his experience. He simply told the little children who heard him, "The mountain is alive. Listen, and you will know." A few years later, Ladra became a weaver like his grandfather. But beneath his beautiful scarves hid a sacred thread, a thread of heavenly light. And to this day, if you climb Mount Ungaran when the fog slowly descends, you might see a white deer pass